What's going on, everyone? We're back in another episode of our Fresh Ting, our Fresh Start world with our character Fresh Ting. This is episode 3 commencing, and we're taking off exactly where we were when we ended the last episode. We have just managed to hit these 7,000 points of our Fresh Start points, and we've also achieved 3 of the Halo thingies that you need, or Halos of Return. I think you need 8 of those to return your character to the main world once the event is done. So yeah, we're doing really well there. We also hit the 1,000 total level, which gave us our third point, our third Halo of returning. So yeah, things looking really good. So we've jumped over to do a little bit of mining in the wilderness. We have our mining level ability to do rune, and we really need to get our smithing up to 60. We want 60 smithing so that we can make orichalcum stuff. Look at that guy's pickaxe. It looks so friggin' cool. I ended up actually adding this guy because he was really cool. It was quite late at night. I had work the next day, but I just couldn't stop playing. So yeah, one of our goals is to get 60 smithing under our belt so that we can make orichalcum stuff. And yeah, just eventually get to 80 so we can unlock invention. It's one of the 3. We need crafting, smithing, and divination to get invention unlocked. So we're making progress towards that goal, which is pretty cool. As mentioned, we are now smithing some of that stuff we were mining as well. I mean, it's quite a long process, smithing. I always find that mining takes off massively in comparison. The rework is amazing because if you can imagine having to do the, what's it called? Having to fight for like the rocks in mining now, with the amount of people that have been on Fresh Start, there's been an absolute ton of people, and it would not be fun arguing over who mines which rock. I'm so glad they've done the rework. The wilderness rework is also kicking in as well. We now have free visits to the wilderness without worrying about being killed by other players. So yeah, we're obviously not flagged for PvP while we're leveling and training. We are at some point going to have to push our prayer up to 43 at least, and also our combat stats, because we want to be able to farm some ED3. I think is still, you know, the best training method, but I think we've got a sneaky one up our sleeve to try to get our combat up from where it is at the moment before we reach ED3. So I'll share that with all of you very soon. But yeah, smithing's coming along quite nicely. Also, if you guys caught the last episode, we got our 7,000 or 8,000 points, I'm forgetting which one it was. We got the reward, basically, for our once a day use of banking for a full hour. So what that item at the top left of my inventory does is allows me to deposit anything in my inventory simply by right-clicking it and pressing deposit all for a full hour. So that's absolutely amazing. Apologies, that was my phone in the background going off. My bad. Yeah, so we did exactly what I suggested at the end of the last episode, which was to take it to the gem rocks in Al Kharid, because I figured that this would be an amazing way of getting our crafting level up. One of the fastest crafting level methods is by using the gem rocks, using uncuts and cutting them into their pristine forms. So we're gonna stack up on a bunch of these and do some crafting as well, again towards our invention. Once we've got invention unlocked, I'm going to be absolutely over the moon. It's just got so many benefits, hasn't it, really? It's just incredible. For those of you who are curious of just how good the experience is, take a look on screen at how fast this experience is. We're up to 53 crafting, as you can see there as well. Yeah, it didn't take long, a full hour, and we got between 400 and 600 sapphires, between 200 and 400 emeralds, and about 100 to 300 rubies. That's like that's not how many we got exactly, but I know they're quite vague, but that's how much you can expect for like a full hour at around my mining level of gems. So depending on how click intensive you are, because you run out of stamina and things like that, or you might walk off and make yourself a cup of tea or coffee or whatever and come back, you'll obviously lose that stamina. But that's roughly a ballpark figure of how many gems you can expect, and it's worked an absolute treat. Have a look at that experience go. Absolutely insane. As promised, I'm going to try not to say I'm having a blast too many times, but I am. So approaching the final bit of our cutting gems finale thing going on here. This is all from 1 hour, and we've managed to get all the way up to 56 crafting. So we've made an absolutely huge dent there, which we have now got some more requirements for some of the quests that we need to do as well. So yeah, really good. So another one on the list is, of course, these Ankus in the Stronghold of Security. Now, for those of you that might be new players or returning players or people who just haven't played for a long time, the Stronghold of Security is accessed in the middle of the Barbarian Village, which is south of Edgeville. When you go in here, you have to go through all the gates and get to the end of each level. There are 4 levels in total. At the end of each level, you would be asked some pretty easy questions about account protection. About when you should do X, Y, and Z. Answer those through and you get in total 10k coins, which might help you get on your feet if you're new to this or haven't been playing long or haven't had much luck with your items and drops. So we've come down here to go to the Ankus to try and get some mystic cloth, because I was thinking about making a mystic wand and orb or maybe even some mystic armor, but we'll see just how rare that is. I don't know how rare the drop is, it just says that it's rare on Rune Wiki. So let's see how it goes. We've got some in our inventory already and we're getting a butt ton of herbs as well, so it's looking good. Okay, so I had no idea that you could start a cinematic by talking to the Duke in Lumbridge. This isn't the original music and stuff going on in the background because there's other noises that are going on my computer during, so I don't actually record the live sound for all of it. But yeah, Zamorak appears and then fights Saradomin, and it looks like that's how divination started. So if you guys have seen this, amazing, but I haven't seen this before. I actually had no idea that this existed. Zamorak's rework obviously has been quite significant for the boss fight, the Lord of Chaos fight. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet. I've got to remember that I'm presenting this to like a fresh start audience as well, so not all of you will have seen it. As you can see, there's Saradomin, and graphically it's not that impressive, is it? But anyway, if you guys want to check the cinematic out yourselves, go to Lumbridge onto the first floor and talk to the Duke. And he'll show you this bad boy. So we've just come over to the Duke. Originally, I missed a step. I had to go start the Dragon Slayer quest. I haven't gone and done it yet, but this is just the start so that we can talk to the Duke and get ourselves a free anti-fire dragon shield. So if you guys have 32 quest points and start the Dragon Slayer quest and have no intention of finishing it, that's no problem at all. But you can come over to Lumbridge, talk to the Duke and get yourself a brand new, spanking fresh anti-dragon shield, which we can use in our offhand with a wand to be able to kill some dragons, because the herblore level for anti-fires is quite high, and this just helps with the early game of dragons. So green, blue, red, black, maybe you probably get away with if your combat stats are high enough. This will protect you from the dragon fire without actually needing a potion. Not the most effective, but it is a good shortcut. Alrighty, so we are doing Song from the Depths quest, I believe it's called. This will give us a damage reduction when it comes to Queen Black Dragon. We are nowhere near fighting the Queen Black Dragon, but we will get a glimpse of her at some point during this quest, which I will show you guys. So I'll be back with you very, very soon. We just want to get some quests done to increase those quest points for those juicy Fresh Start World points. Oh, here we go. Got a cutscene. I think this is the one. We're right towards the end of the quest now. There she is. She is many the doom of some hardcore Iron Men you see on the news feed. There she is. Pretty cool, right? I mean, the cinematics in Runescape really add so much to the story, and the voiceovers. The voiceovers have made some of the quests so much more entertaining, like you're actually doing something that matters, as opposed to just like throwing yourself into something and, you know, just hold that spacebar, basically. But yeah, the Raptor's here, kicking ass, and we managed to teleport ourselves out of this, and I think that's almost quest complete. Yep, so we're just finishing the dialogue over here, and I think, there we go, quest complete. So we get ourselves a coral crossbow, which I believe is absolutely awful, but also the damage reduction for the Queen Black Dragon when we get those requirements. So yeah, and of course the 2 keys and a little lamp for constitution. Not too shabby. So we've come over to the Moss Giants and managed to hit 60 magic there. Very, very happy with that. That gives us the access to an absolute ton. If you look at this on this scroll wheel bar, yeah, 60 magic is the unlock for all of the things that you can see on screen right now, which is pretty nuts. It's actually lunar diplomacy requirement as well. Yeah, well, the lunar equipment and the quest requirement is lunar diplomacy. But yeah, really, really good. Awesome. Not much dialogue needed for you guys here. I am back here. It's another day and I'm doing my daily gem run to get our crafting up. We really want to get that up to 80 in total, but milestones, right? So I think I'll go for like 60 in all of them maybe, then 65, 70 for the crafting divination and smithing. My divination is slacking a little bit, so I'm going to have to work on that. But yeah, don't forget to do this daily, guys. You only get to use it once a day. It's only an hour. You don't have to do the full hour. Whatever you have time to do and get those free gems in your bank. So good. So we've come all the way down to the blue dragons in Tavley. We got ourselves a dusty key. I didn't realise that the key ring that you can unlock is locked behind the one small favour quest, which, not very cleverly concealed, the quest called One Small Favour is one hell of a big favour. It's a very long quest, if I remember correctly. It's kind of a pun, but not a very clever one. But yeah, we're here to get some dragon bones to level our prayer up a little bit, and we'll keep some blue dragon hides, I think, as well. Yeah, it all goes towards our crafting, right? You get, what, how much? Hang on a minute, how much was that? It's about 100 and something experience per dragon bone. I probably shouldn't be burying them here. I'll probably collect some at some point and take them to the wilderness altar for that, like, doubly boost experience, if you will. But yeah, we're down here. The Dragonfire Shield's working with a wand very, very nicely, as you can see. So don't forget to get that Dragonfire Shield if you don't have the Herblore for anti-fires. So it's going really well. The only issue, of course, is, and technically it's a good thing, but you are having to fight sometimes for the mobs. There's so many people playing, and dragons are always going to be a hotspot for their hides and their dragon bones that, yeah, it's kind of an argument for you to try and tag them first. So here we are training some divination. We're trying to get it up to 50. I feel like that's a good milestone to stop. I don't particularly enjoy divination. It's kind of like an AFK skill with some Netflix or whatever kind of stuff you like to watch. Yeah, but it's going all right. It's pretty chill. There it is. You see 48 divination coming in there, so that's 2 or 3 levels already. It doesn't take too long at the lower levels, but it's just a little bit dull. I have been collecting the Chronicles and got the odd Hunter level on the side as well. You can also empower the Rift, right-click the thing in the middle and empower, and it throws your Chronicle in for some divination experience as well. So that's another helpful boost. But yeah, moving on to the next thing. Don't know what it is yet, but moving on to the next. Yes, so we came over to Ardoon to start our very first player-owned farmed adventure. I've been doing farming in Catherby basically only, on and off, and just kind of tried to do what I can. And we've got our farming up to the level that we can actually, farming and construction, apologies, up to the point where we can do player-owned farm. So she'll give us some rabbits, we'll go through the tutorial, and yeah, start some player-owned farm. That's going to be good, and insane experience as well. So I think also after you've done this, you get the ability to get unchecked eggs from creatures around Gillinor. I don't think that's possible before, but yeah, after this it will be. So we are about done with all of that. We're just putting some of the stuff that we've farmed and stolen from the stalls into here so we can feed our rabbits. And we've got our bank chest unlocked as well because we sold some of our rabbits for beans already. Yeah, it's a weird sentence to say, selling rabbits for beans, but that's the nature of the game. That's what we want to do. Hey, so here we are about to hit 60 crafting. 60 crafting, we're just sitting in the Grand Exchange buying some acorns. Yeah, we need some acorns because I wanted to do some farming of some trees because I want the sinew, the tree roots, to make some crossbows. But yeah, huge stepping stone there. Really happy with that. Yeah, the gems have paid off doing it every day with that banking thing. So if you guys want to get your crafting up, this is definitely the fastest method I have found. So we've come over to the green dragons. I made the mistake of bringing melee and thinking about training my attack at the same time. That wasn't a good idea. But our prayer is now level 40. So we can now use protect from range, which is absolutely badass. It's already on the bar, as you can see there. So 3 more levels and we have access to protect from melee. So we're going to stack up some green dragon bones, or just dragon bones, I suppose. They're not called green dragon bones. And then take them over to, oh, what's that? 35 attack coming in there, very nice. Yeah, we're going to stack up the bones and take them to the altar in the wilderness. So here we are, we've added up a bunch of dragon bones. We haven't got too many, but about 2 full inventories or so, about 50 or so. We will absolutely hit 43 prayer because these are 378 experience apiece, and that's 42 prayer coming in there already. So yeah, absolutely overjoyed at the fact that we're going to get 43 prayer, because now that we can protect from melee, we can protect from all 3 combat styles, which just opens up so many more combat opportunities for us. Absolutely over the moon with that. So as I mentioned earlier on in the episode, I did get my acorns, planted them while I was at work, picked them up when I got home because I paid for the protection so they didn't go moldy. And there we have 4 crossbow strings. We actually made one already, so we've got 5 in total. Obviously, we don't have access to the Prifdinus or Prifdanus, however you say it. We haven't got access to that tree location, but we now have some crossbow strings to be able to create our crossbows. So there you have, everybody. That is episode 3. In the next one, we will be continuing with some quests and with some combat training. I was going to put even more into this episode, but it's already 15 minutes long, and the next bit that I want to show you guys is quite lengthy. There's quite a lot going on, so we've already got some content for the next episode. Bear with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you all so much for watching and the continued support on this series. And yeah, thanks for watching again. See you all on the next one.